Hi there, this is Astrologer DK Brainerd, back with your exclusive astrological forecast for the second half of the month of May 2010, here on EmpowerRadio.com, empowering you. Well, let me just start out by saying I think you're going to like the second half of May a lot better than the first half. Not that going through a Mercury retrograde, as we were during most of the first half of the month, isn't useful. It is useful. But with Mercury retrograde, and remember also that Mars was just coming out of his 3.5-month retrograde that pretty much started off the year of 2010. So when Mars, the planet of energy, aggression, assertiveness, and drive, is moving slowly, and Mercury is moving backwards, Mercury being the planet of thought and communication, you know, it just tends to be a little frustrating. It tends to be hard to move forward. Even if we do have energy, we're not really sure where to put that energy or what to do with it. And so one of the things that you'll notice in the second half of the month, as Mercury picks up speed and begins to retrace the ground that he covered during his retrograde, is that some of the insights, some of the clarity and focus that were hinted at during the Mercury retrograde now become available to us in useful form. So find out where Taurus is in your chart. You probably have a good idea because that's where your mind kept going back to during the Mercury retrograde. Whatever area of life that is, look for insights that are useful to become available to you in the next 2 weeks as Mercury moves over that territory. On Thursday, May 20th, the Sun moves into the sign of Gemini. This is Mercury's home sign, and Gemini is the ultimate sign of information processing. That's also going to pick up the pace of things as we move out of sort of slow, nature-loving, pleasure-loving Taurus into hyperkinetic, frenetic, attention deficit disorder, almost insanely curious Gemini. And that's also going to, I think that's going to pick up the energy, possibly lift our spirits. One potential drawback with Gemini is that it is the sort of arch sign of mental duality, and so with Gemini we're always aware of having more than one option. But you know, after feeling maybe like we haven't really had choices for quite a while, it'll be nice to have those extra choices. On May 27th, we have two events happening. First, there's a full moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the sign of philosophy, optimism, belief, specifically the belief that things will get better in the future. And I feel like the energy of the second half of the month is really building along that theme. There's going to be a lot of optimism coming back. We know we have some problems as individuals and as a society, but we're going to start to feel like maybe we have the energy and the ability to start dealing with those problems. And then also on May 27th, Uranus, the planet of awakening, of shock, surprise, enlightenment, moves into Aries, the sign of innovation, of blazing new trails, of starting things. Aries, the sign of just taking impassioned action. And this is something that hasn't happened since 1927, so don't expect it to change your life overnight. But it is setting the stage for what many astrologers are calling the Cardinal Climax, which is an amazingly powerful lineup of Uranus, Pluto, and Saturn forming in the cardinal signs this summer. I'll be back to talk more about that in the June monthly forecast, but for now, just notice where you're feeling the urge and the sort of passion welling up within you to take new action, to allow your authentic self to emerge, because we're setting the stage for a potentially revolutionary and world-changing summer. I hope you found this useful and inspiring. Until next month, this is Astrologer DK Brainerd saying, may you go with the stars.